Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
All right.
Perfect. Yeah, so hello and welcome to the second Pro Pool Inspectors webinar of 2024. Each year, Pro Pool Inspectors will be hosting some free learning events with a focus on giving back to you guys, our great clients, and the pool industry as a whole. Just a couple of logistics here before we get started. We would ask that you would just make sure your camera is switched off, or at least that your audio is muted, and that's going to help this webinar just be the smoothest viewing quality available. There will be a Q&A section at the end for you to post some questions to us to be answered live by our speakers. But to ensure a smooth streaming and learning process, we just ask that you adhere to those guidelines of the webinar. And don't worry, we'll be sure to get as many questions possible to our host to be answered live and on the air. The best way for you to do that, if you notice down at the bottom of your screen, there is a small little chat icon. If you click that chat icon, that's going to open up the meeting chat. And that's going to allow you to see a link in there that's pinned to the top. If you click that link, you can post any question in that box there. Those are being monitored live while we're on the air. And at the last 10 minutes of the webinar, they'll be posted to Dennis for him to be able to answer. So any questions you may have, just go ahead and submit those in that box. You can submit multiple questions, so don't feel like there's any cap on that. So yeah, so here at Pro Pool Inspectors, it is our mission to be the definitive pool inspection company, equipping pool inspectors to have all the necessary tools and training to successfully run a pool inspection business and inspect the pool and its equipment confidently. We aim to help guide you along every step of your pool inspection business journey, from pool inspection tips, tricks, and tools, marketing and business services subscriptions, and a vast array of training and free knowledge resources to help you stay up to date with industry and safety standards. Today's webinar will be a deep dive into how to grow your pool inspection business to 500 customers a year and how to price your services. You can expect to learn valuable, actionable insights to help grow your business and helpful pricing information to help you determine how to price your services, plus a free giveaway to all of our attendees, helping you determine how to effectively price your services. So I'm your host, Matthew Dubay, and I'm the Director of Marketing and Sales here at Pro Pool Inspectors. My background is in the marketing, design, and sales world, getting my start in the healthcare real estate industry. My career has taken me through a multitude of different industries with a heavy focus on brand and the power it plays in the business world. I now head the marketing department for Pro Pool Inspectors, servicing a multitude of products and clients for the organization, as well as playing a role in product development and management of our marketing subscribers. Our guest speaker today is business owner, creator, CEO, and head ninja, Dennis Boyd. Dennis is a former medical professional with over 25 years of experience in the pool industry. His entrepreneurial spirit has taken him from opening and running a pool service company to developing the first dedicated pool inspection app on the market. Since 2015, he's owned and operated a self-sustained pool inspection company, developed the definitive industry-leading pool inspection app, and created the first and only accredited certified residential pool inspector training course aimed at helping pool inspectors feel confident inspecting the pool and its equipment, in hopes of aiding the standardization of the pool inspection industry as a whole. So again, during the webinar, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the pinned link at the top of the meeting chat. You can access that by the small chat bubble at the bottom of your screen. If you click that, that'll open up the chat box and you can drop those questions in that link there. And we're going to answer as many of those as we can in the last 10 minutes of our webinar. If for some reason we can't get to your question live in the air, we will be sure to contact you via email and assist you with your particular inquiry. So let's dive right in. So here at Pro Pool Inspectors, we have made it our mission to be the definitive pool inspection company. A pivotal part of that process is employing strategies to aid in the successful growth of our business and quantifying their success to further assist our clients' businesses and help improve our products. After careful deliberation, we've defined 5 must-dos we believe every pool inspection business should take to move towards their customer base of an average of nearly 500 a year. These 5 steps have been integral to the successful expansion of our business. Today, Dennis Boyd and myself will talk in depth about what these 5 must-dos are and the success you can hope to achieve. We'll go over pricing, advertising, competitive research, and what services your business could and should offer. So let's get into it. Step 1 of our 5 must-dos is deciding who you want to market to. In other words, selecting your target audience. Dennis, if you'd talk us through the journey Pro Pool Inspectors has been on since its inception to select successful customer types and why you selected those particular audience groups.
Yeah, I mean, if any of you have already taken a class with us or been connected in any kind of way to Pro Pool Inspectors, you know we kind of have some must-dos of marketing or must-dos of contact, the things we look for when we're trying to ramp up our pool inspection business. One of the probably there's the key players in the game of what you want to do as far as growing your pool inspection business is you want to do targeting of the audience that will help grow your pool inspection business. And of course, we're talking about real estate agents and home inspectors primarily. Now, some of you have just heard, home inspectors, and you're like, well, they're my competitors in my area. But if you are like us in our area, we have some home inspectors that also do pool inspections, but we still advertise to them. And we find a good success story in marketing to home inspectors that are trying to be in the pool area, the pool genre, where we find ourselves as professionals. So don't hesitate to market your services, advertise to home inspectors, real estate agents or brokerages. This is going to involve some shoe leather, to where you go around and talk to these folks. And if you have a chance to be out in front of a real estate agent in the field while you're doing a pool inspection, by all means, mention to them, say, hey, I'd love to drop off a $10 gift card for you at your office. Would you tell me the name of the gatekeeper there so I can go up to her and say, hey, so-and-so told me out in the field to come see you. I just want to drop off some business cards, maybe see if I could set up a meeting real quick with your Tuesday or Thursday meetings, whenever y'all have them. And you'll wind up being instantaneously in front of an audience of about 50 or 60 agents. And most of the time when we do that, we walk out with one inspection, sometimes two. One time we had a broker that bought our pool school passes from us right there, because we mentioned in that presentation that, hey, we also do pool school for your customer whenever the pool inspection is done. So that turns your lead into an even bigger lead, where now the person you're doing the pool inspection for becomes an actual lead for your pool service company. Also, we market to you can market to people that are sellers. This was an idea given to me by somebody else. That wasn't even our idea. So you can Google Earth, go on Zillow, Redfin, all those websites that market the properties that are for sale in your area, and simply Google properties for sale with swimming pools in my area, and you'll get a treasure trove of information for potential clients that you could just call up, drop a flyer by, whatever the case might be, and do it. They won't want an inspection done for their sale of their home. And then that might even turn into a pool repair business for you. Lastly, one of the things, and not lastly, but one of the other areas we concentrate on here is insurance agencies or insurance brokerages, where we consistently market to those agencies. And when you're doing that, we would highly recommend that you kind of have done your due diligence in the industry and become a certified inspector, or done some type of training that you can market as, setting yourself apart from just anybody in the industry, in the pool industry. That we actually offer now a CWRI, which is Certified Watershed Real Estate Inspector certification that's available. And it's specifically for this reason. It is targeting all of these aspects of the industry that's just for pool folks. And if you don't have that, we highly recommend it, because we're starting to see municipalities, things like that across the country. They're slowly moving to some type of licensure or certification for this kind of feature that is moving into the real estate world. And we as pool professionals are finding ourselves getting connected with the real estate industry, and you're being associated with a real estate contract because you're getting invited into it. So those are some of the key places you would want to market right away as a pool inspector to grow your pool inspection business. Okay. But that's not everything. We just wanted to hit some highlights for you. Okay. So I hope that helped, Matt.
No, it definitely did. Yeah, it's important stuff to really understand what markets are, most suited towards pool inspections. Here at Pro Pool Inspectors, one of the biggest ones we've seen is the real estate market. And the most important thing for that is, the most pivotal part is that those are going to be the easiest to be return customers, right? So if you think about somebody buying or selling a home, they're probably going to buy or sell, a home maybe every decade, maybe even more than that. There's some people that move around a lot more, but they're going to be a lot harder to get return business with in terms of booking more pool inspections. But when we think about the real estate industry, hooking arms with those people, with home inspectors as well, and being certified to do so is just going to help produce much more return business. That's really cool.
And it's going to take some time. I'm meaning that marketing to these agencies, just because there's so many, a lot of times we live in a major metropolitan area where I mean, there's almost one on every corner, it seems like. And not only that, they're names we don't even recognize. So we have to do a little digging. It's not just going to all fall in your lap. You got to do a little bit of effort to this. But we've actually found out that with a little bit of effort comes a lot of success, a lot of return. We mentioned it to one agent, and she gave us 75 inspections our first year when we didn't think anything about it. So that's kind of the way things go.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Yeah, so step 2 on the journey to 500 customers per year is letting people know you exist. So figuring out that target audience, and next, letting them know you're out there, otherwise known as advertisement and marketing. Dennis, talk with us about the advertisement journey has been like for you since the beginning of Pro Pool Inspectors. What do you believe is the key to getting the word out to the market about who you are and what your business offers?
Well, this is a multifaceted answer, because a lot of times we in the pool industry, we find ourselves so strapped for time, and just advertising in general, or marketing per se. Marketing is a bigger genre than just advertising. Advertising can be doing one call on one person. Marketing is like putting together a plan of what you want to accomplish over a period of time. And here at our office, we put together a plan for at least a year of how we want to get information out to the people that we're trying to target. So for instance, Matt being our marketing director, we do so much around here. Maybe that would be a benefit for you and your company, where there would be a person that you could specifically give this position to, or this challenge to, of saying, hey, part of your duties now are to reach out to these particular people, and together as a business owner, or as a team, you can kind of get the word out into the neighborhood about who you are and what you do, and how you're the professional in this area, because we're specifically targeting homes for sale with swimming pools. So this is a very specific audience. And advertising requires time, and time is a lot of things. It's a valuable commodity that us in the pool industry, when we're running our pool service companies or running our stores or whatever the case might be for you, where it's just something that it's going to be a little bit as it goes along. We saw the need in our area, because it was such an issue that arose for us, that we felt like, wow, this is the area we want to go. So we turned our attention to pool inspecting more than we turned our attention to marketing our pool service business. So let's talk about that for a second. So if we want our pool service business to grow, there's many ways we can do that, and marketing is part of that genre as well. But when we started targeting, and I say this a lot in my training classes, we went from targeting people that already own houses with swimming pools to targeting people who were buying houses with swimming pools. And in that instance, we noticed that we were first in line against any of the other companies in our area, whatever the case might be. We were seeing an influx of pool service business, pool repair business, because we began to change our philosophy at our company about who we were going to target and how we we're going to get the message out to that audience. And that invariably grew our pool service company. I'm not saying that's what you need to do, but I am telling you that's what did it for us. So if you want to take a page out of our playbook, then we begin to advertise and put all of our things together from marketing, like what do we need in order to reach the masses? What do we need if we wanted to grow this thing? What do we need to do? So we needed to, of course, jump on all the potential opportunities and platforms where the message could get out, like social media, whether that be Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever the case might be. And all of those platforms are different and they work different ways. So that becomes your marketing philosophy. Like, how do I want to reach this? How much money do I want to pour into this? I'm going to tell you this, just creating a website will not do it. That just is an old misnomer that if I put out a website, I'm going to be successful right away. I don't think that even falls in the genre of advertising anymore. All that is becomes a staple where people can look you up and say it's almost replacing the BBB, in my opinion, where people can look you up, see if you're legit. They go on the website now. But for us, we began to do videos, and we shoot videos probably like a couple a week, and we put them out on our reels, whatever we're doing, and then we also put into play what do we want to do each quarter, and then what do we want to do each month. So advertising is a major part of how we get the message out so that we can be successful with pool inspections. So I don't know how to answer that any further without turning this into a marketing class. All right.
Yeah, that's great. And I think that, the most important thing is having some sort of strategy, having some sort of goal that you're going to hit. But before, we even get the word out, it's important to employ our third must do, which is knowing your resources. Understanding where business is in your market is key to successfully converting potential customers to actual revenue. Luckily, we're doing business in the digital age where information that can help you strategically find and target your ideal customers is just a few keystrokes away. Dennis, what are some good first steps a business owner can take to research and strategically move in their market, and what customer base is best suited to pool inspections?
Ask that question one more time, Matt. One
Yeah,
more time so everybody can
so
hear that.
talk with us about some first steps a business owner can take to research and strategically move in their market. So how can they discover where business is, where ideal customers, what is a good place to do business, and what customer base is best suited to pool inspections?
Yes. Well, of course, researching homes with pools is going to be a big deal. Like, how do you know the area you want to go into? Here in Nashville, where I live, I actually live in a suburb of Nashville, which is about 20 minutes south of Nashville. I live in a small area where there are not many pools. No one in my neighborhood owns. Well, that's not true. My neighbor next door owns a pool. We shoot some video over there from time to time, but know the real estate in your market. Where is pool mecca for you? So for instance, if your pool service business kind of tends to go to a certain area of town, then that needs to be kind of a key for you. That needs to be a red flag. Hey, this is where all the real estate seems to transact. So maybe you need to start driving through those neighborhoods, looking for sale signs of homes, and especially if you live in an area of the country where, almost every home has a pool, man, you can start just going through neighborhoods and writing down names of agencies on signs. I mean, make it a day, take a day off and just start driving around the areas where pools are numerous. That's a way that you find out information. Research one of the www.homes.com. I'll say that again, www.homes.com. That's an internet search that you can do. We use that site a little bit when we're looking for stuff. Of course, Redfin and Zillow. These are also websites that will list. These are popular websites because they put pricing together for homes, and they will kind of tell you, hey, this is this home in this area and this is how much it is, and then you'll begin to see kind of price points of all these homes. I think Jeremy sent a question. Do we use software to look this stuff up? I'm sure there's stuff out there, Jeremy. I don't particularly know all the ins and outs of software for searching real estate. I'm sure there's stuff out there that you could find a little bit easier. Matt is a great marketer, and that's a good question for him to answer at the end. But Googling homes for sale, just going on Google and say homes for sale near me with swimming pools. Like, type that in, homes for sale near me with swimming pools. Organizations you can contact for home inspectors. We like ASHI, American Society of Home Inspectors. There are really only two that train home inspectors across the United States, and they have a 90 credit hour class that home inspectors have to take. American Society of Home Inspectors, ASHI, it's called ASHI for short. 847-759-2820 is their corporate office number. Let me say that one more time if anybody's writing this down. 847-759-2820. And that is the American Society of Home Inspectors. And you can contact them and talk to them about what are all the home inspectors in my area? Who are they? Where do they live? Like, kind of what area do they service? And you can get on and start finding out all the home inspectors in your area. There's also another agency where home inspectors train. A little bit more difficult to navigate their website, but Internachi is an organization that trains home inspectors. You can find home inspectors that have all their information listed there. We would recommend you do that legwork so that you could know who are the players in the game out there that you need to contact. And once again, if you know home inspectors and you're in like Florida or California and home inspectors do pool inspections there, this is slowly becoming a thing across the country with who is qualified to do pool inspections. Most of the majority of home inspectors do not want to do pool inspections. The state of California has a law that says a home that is sold with a swimming pool has to have the pool inspected as part of the criteria. And home inspectors just do not want to do that, as far as we are in contact with these organizations that train these professionals. So you, as the pool professional, the pool expert in the industry, where you are in your level of knowledge, this makes you a prime candidate for doing pool inspections. And not only that, marketing and how to go find the information that can grow your pool inspection business further with these agencies, because you're not just doing the pool inspection, you're also building a professional business in your area with these agencies that are connected to you by another way, meaning that you're getting involved with real estate agents, you're getting involved with home inspectors. Know them, know who they are. I personally have attended Saturday breakfast with they do chapters, American Society of Home Inspectors. Jump on a website right now and say ASHI chapter near me, ASHI, look for who that is, Internachi chapter near me, and you might find 5, 10, 15, 20 home inspector kind of groups that meet in. And for us here, it's like Nashville group, Brentwood group, Franklin group, Murfreesboro group, Hendersonville group. And now I've gotten connected with like all these guys. And I'll give you a little story. I was asked, I met one of them one day at a trade show. I went to their trade shows. I went to the ASHI trade show in town, and I met one home inspector there, got to striking up a conversation with him. He said, hey, it turned out to be, he was the president of the chapter. He led the chapter in this area. He said, hey, why don't you come out Saturday and speak to the group? I went out Saturday, spoke to the group, told them, hey, my name is Dennis Boyd. I do pool inspections in this area. If you ever need me, call me. 6 home inspectors that morning started calling me from then on for all of their pool inspections. Even though 2 or 3 of them already did pool inspections, they said, hey, man, we really don't feel like we should be doing these. You're more professional. We want you to take it over. So that helps you get some information on how to market, who to market to, where to go look for this stuff. Yeah, what are some contacts? And hopefully at the very end, we'll have even more information as we get, people chatting around on the webinar here. Okay.
Yeah, so far, we've covered the importance of advertisement and the discovery process of your particular local market in order to successfully do business. And now it's time to figure out appropriate pricing information. Pricing your services correctly is paramount to growing your business healthily. Price your services too high and you might scare away customers. Price them too low and you might invite the wrong type of customer or harm your return on investment. As everything in business, pricing should be handled strategically. Here at Pro Pool Inspectors, during our marketing training course, we dive into creating a market positioning graph for you that helps you target and determine competitors in your market in order to decide a relevant pricing scale. Setting a price in this manner can help avoid selecting the wrong price point for your market. One price fits all is not always applicable. Things like volume, economic standing, and many other factors go into determining whether or not a price will fit in a specific market. Rather than selecting a number based on other pool inspection companies nationwide, it is important to take that data and apply it to similar or adjacent services in your locale. For attending this webinar, you will receive a free price point graph sheet to help you further determine pricing for your business based on your market. This is a portion of the Pro Pool Inspectors Pool Inspection Industry Advertising and Marketing Training course that we are giving away for free for attending this webinar. If you're interested in taking that course to learn actionable insights on how to market your pool inspection business, you can visit Pro Pool Inspectors www.poolsmart.com/training to see that course. And this worksheet will help you work through customer groups, competition pricing, and market analysis to help you further set the most strategic price point for your market. So I'm just going to do a very brief screen share and just kind of show a little bit about that graph. So 1 second here. Okay. So this is part of our class that we go over in a project that all of our attendees do, that we're going to give away this section of that course for free. It's going to help you determine things like audience groups to reach out to. What kind of customer persona or personalities are you looking for in terms of like demographics? You know, where are these people living? What are their professions? How much income are they making on average? As well, looking at services that you want to offer in your business. And then also looking at some competitors that you may have. You know, maybe there's other people doing pool inspections in your area, or maybe there are home inspectors offering similar or adjacent services. Really figuring out a lot about those businesses and your competitors in your market, and using that stuff to determine some prices and some services that you may offer that your competition is or isn't offering. And then it's going to really go into the crux of the entire project, which is really plotting your entire market in your area, figuring out your competition, where are they operating in terms of price point, offered services, and this is going to help you further set up a price point, figure out where you want to operate, what competition you have, and figure out how to get as far away from that competition as possible and offer a service that maybe isn't in your market. So we'll send this via email to everybody that attended the webinar today. This is totally for free. If you do want to go a little bit more in depth and take that course, you know, we offer that course. We have dates starting back in November and December. We offer that throughout the entire year, a remote marketing course that you're able to dive a little bit deeper. With that in mind, Dennis, would you talk us through how you determine pricing for ProPool inspectors and what services you're offering, as well as, you know, what type of pricing model does ProPool inspectors use? Like, do we have a dynamic pricing? Are we using more a la carte model? Like, what is the pricing model that ProPool inspectors uses, and how did you decide to do that?
Wow, that's a long story. That's a long history of who we are as ProPool inspectors. But we didn't have a pricing structure when we first started. If you've ever attended any of our classes, you'll hear that story in the beginning. Like, we just started and just threw stuff out. After I've traveled across the country and heard of other folks in the pool industry out there that are doing pool inspections, there seems to be a kind of a surprise to me in what the market will bear in different areas. Like, for instance, in Florida, where pool service is about, you know, $20, $25, $30 a pool service visit, or $150 a week or something like that. In Nashville, it's $400 a month. You know, I'm sorry. In Florida, it's $150 a month. In Nashville, it's $400 a month. So it's about $85, $90 for a pool service visit in Nashville. But we can only do like 8 a day on average, where in Florida, you can do like 20 a day. So I'm sure they all average out in the end. But when I come to the shows in Florida and talk about pool inspections, I'm shocked to hear that pool inspections there are about the same price they are here in Nashville. When we chose a pricing structure, we had an agent, the first agent that I did work for. She asked me how much the report was, and I said $50. And she said, great, I'll throw these to you in the future. We have since changed our pricing structure many different times to kind of meet the market where it was, you know, most moving. Over time, we've jumped, you know, several $100s in different years, where we went from like $50 to $150 to $295 to $350 to $395. Not only that, but we work prices with the home inspectors. So if you're trying to market to a home inspector and gain their trust, gain their business, there's kind of this kismet relationship with them. So what we did was we started offering them a discount for us being their part of their one-stop shop business that they were trying to orchestrate for the real estate industry. So they didn't want us competing with them. They just kind of brought us in and said, hey, you know, we'll sell the pool inspection if you'll make it worth our while. So we also did that, where we would discount. Now our pool inspection, just a regular pool inspection, is $395, and we'll discount it to the home inspector at like $325 or something like that. Give them a price point that they can work from, $320, something like that. But we not only just do the pool inspection and everything clumped into one. We used to do that. We used to just mass one pool inspection. We'd go out and do everything. Now we don't even do that anymore. So we have a price point for the pool inspection. If it has a spa, we'll do a spa inspection separately. So we'll have a discount if we do the spa inspection. Like for instance, for us, it's $395 to do the pool inspection, $200 to the spa. But if we go out just to do the spa inspection, it's $395. So that's how we orchestrated our pricing here. And don't take our pricing as gospel, meaning that's what you need to do in your area. We just came back from the MPG, and one of the members there said, I'm going to do my pool inspections at $1,500 an inspection because I'm the pro there. I feel like I'm worth it. And I was like, go for it. Whatever the market will bear. It's just for us, we found ourselves in kind of a quandary with home inspectors, and we didn't want to price ourselves so high that it looked like a conflict, or it didn't harmoniously go with the market, meaning that you got the home inspector, he's this low price, and then you got this huge pool inspection price. So we didn't want to do that. And so we do pool inspection, spa inspection, hot tub inspection. Like these are all separate things we will inspect. And for us, it's like a $200 add-on. Catch basin, we'll do a catch basin. We had a lady that had us do a bird bath one time, so we added that on. It was a very expensive bird bath. I can hear some of you smirking right now out there. Mileage, we kind of have some pricing for mileage now. We don't just throw that in and expect to drive to Timbuktu for the agent because they go out that far or the home inspector goes out that far. We actually charge for our time. And for us around here in Nashville, going about 30 miles is like an hour to drive that distance. So anything over 30 miles, we charge $20 per 10 miles over. So if we go 60 miles, that's $60. And that's kind of the way we do our pool inspections. Here we have closings and openings. So we will open a pool and by opening meaning we just take the cover off. If we take the cover off, we charge $100. If they ask to unwinterize the pool and re-winterize it, we will do that as pro inspectors because we know how, but we also charge for that. That's like $400 to unwinterize and $400 to winterize. So that could be $800-900 depending on the event. All right. So we do that. Leak test. I know a lot of you have heard us talk about leak test on a lot of our podcasts and things like that. We do leak testing as an add-on. So if we go out and we do a pool inspection and we do a leak test, that's $395 for the pool inspection, $200 to do the leak test. So that's kind of the way we do that. If it's a pool and spa and they want a leak test on both, it's $395 for the pool, $200 to inspect the spa, $200 to leak test the pool, $200 to leak test the spa. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you that is not hard to do. It is not hard to talk to a person that's buying a house with a pool and a spa and a hot tub, and have them choose all of your services, whatever they might be. And that's not only the services that you can do. A lot of you are professionals in your area in the pool industry, and outside the pool industry. So when you're dealing with a home, there are several other things that you can do besides what we are talking about on this webinar here. But we'll do a pool inspection, spa inspection, hot tub inspection. We'll do leak testing, winterization, taking the cover off, all things like that as part of our pricing model. So if you have any questions about that at the very end, you want to ask those questions, just type them in, okay? And we'll try to get to everyone we can.
Yeah, be sure you click on the link in our meeting chat, drop those questions in that particular link, not in the chat itself. We have arrived at the final must-do of our 5 must-dos, and it is a way to differentiate yourself from the competition through extra offered services, if you so choose. This last step is not totally necessary, but a great place to find gaps in the market, fill them, and stand out amongst your competition. Dennis, take us through some optional extra services that could be a great place to start for a pool inspection business looking to expand and set themselves apart from their competition in their market.
Yeah, like I was mentioning right there at the end, if you're a pro at what you do, or you have skills that you can bring to the table at a real estate inspection, there are certain folks out here that are trying to kind of be all things to all people. and they're trying to surround themselves with the people that can do that. So if you have expertise in an area, like for me, I have expertise in a little bit of electrical, where I put in electrical in a previous career, and I did landscape lighting as a profession, as part of my training. One of the things that I did, sold those packages and installed them. We do add-ons for our home inspectors and real estate agents. If there's a landscape lighting package and you want, most of the time you'll wind up at a high-end property that's, millions of dollars sometimes, and it's got landscape lighting all over the place. You can price that out too as part of your, package offering. It can be an add-on if you want to, just like leak testing can be an add-on. That can be part of the process of doing your pool inspection. Bonding testing. If you're an electrical professional and you want to get into bonding testing as an option for your pool inspection. Now, if you use our app that we have created for doing pool inspections, and that's one of the tools that you use to help do your pool inspection reporting, you'll notice on tons of places on the app where it says no bonding testing was done at time of inspection. If you would like this, we highly recommend you contact a licensed professional, if this is your choice, something like that, some on that. But if you're a professional, want to do bonding testing, I mean, there are people in the industry right now in the National Electrical Codes that will send you across the country to do bonding inspection if you want to do bonding inspection. But if you want to add that on as another option, testing the water for electrical current. Now, this is not something that we currently do here, but it's part of our, testing the waters, no pun intended, of like how do we do add-ons. There's electrical equipment, not in particular anything that we sell or push or recommend here, but I've noticed online that there are some devices that you can put in water right now that immediately tell you if there's an electrical current in the water. So for instance, online right now, if you Google that, there's a device called the Shock Alert. If you wanted to add that on as a service, that could be part of your professional expertise, going out there and stretching yourself out there a little bit. Remember, everything that you offer, you're also liable for. So we kind of want you to be aware of that and make sure you have the insurances protecting you as well in the background. So those are just a couple of things that we want to throw to you in the webinar here. There are things that recently we had a good statement that was said recently at the MPG. If you don't know what the problem is, in the pool, why, and for instance, the surface cracking, if you don't know why the surface is cracking, don't pretend to be the professional and give a remedy for that at the time of the inspection. So we've gone from talking about one thing to talking about another, I realize, but that's kind of the areas of what we're talking about. If you're doing extra add-ons, what are some things that I'm really good at, and target that at the sale. If you have an agent, and this is where leak testing comes in as well. We talk about this in our training class. If you go to a pool inspection, they didn't order a leak test, you show up, there's a big crack in the pool, great time to call the agent or the buyer, whoever hired you, say, hey, we see there's a crack in the pool. We don't know if it's leaking or not. Would you like that tested? That then immediately becomes an add-on for your pool inspection. And it's done wonders for us as far as generating our revenue and increasing our revenue stream. So just some options of things to do out there. Okay.
That's awesome. Yeah. So very good information. And so now that we've hit all those 5 must-dos, it is time for us to answer your questions live. So we'll be spending the remaining time diving into the specifics that you've asked for. And please keep your camera switched off and microphones muted. During the webinar, we've collected those questions and we're going to post them live now on the air and answer them. If you haven't asked your question yet, you are more than welcome to submit that even during this section here. Just be sure to use the link pinned at the top of the meeting chat, submit that question in there, and we will grab that and answer that live in the air. I'm going to go ahead and take the first 2 really quickly. One of them was addressed earlier about some marketing software, and then I've got another one. So the first one, yes.
Yeah.
So the very first question that we had asked was, have you come up with a list of in-person training dates for 2025? I'm wanting to come to training in person. Really good question. So we've got our training dates posted for the remainder of 2024 currently on our website. We've got some in November and December, both in person. We've got one more in-person date this year and some remote ones. Very quickly here, and probably about beginning of November into December, or beginning of November, end of October-ish, we will post those 2025 dates. There's a couple shows that we're targeting, hoping to be at, but I'll go ahead and put this link here in the meeting chat. So that is where all of our dates are posted live there for our pool inspection training class. And keep an eye out. We're hoping to be at a couple shows as well and we'll definitely have some classes in the Nashville area, possibly other areas of the country and remotely for 2025. Those should be out very soon. We'll make sure to get those to you. So moving on to the next question real quick, and then I've got some for you, Dennis. It was asked, do you use any software to share your marketing messages with your target audience besides social media platforms like Constant Contact, things like that? That's a really good question. I think that, in this question is asked like besides social media, I think social media is a great tool for advertising, but I think 90% of advertising happens off of social media. So really good question you're asking here about, what programs we're using. I think the most successful thing you can do as a business owner in the pool inspection industry in terms of marketing efforts, and the thing that's going to cost you probably the least amount of money, is some form of a digital ad, right? Some form of maybe a Google ad. I say that for a couple different reasons. The main reason is the way Google Ads typically works is it's pay per click. So you're paying per person that clicks on your ad. So if nobody clicks on your website, you're not paying anything. So if the ad does really bad, you're not losing a lot of money. If it does really well, if we think about pricing models, every market is different. But let's say, your base price for a pool inspection is $395, similar to ours. If you even get one person to click on that in a month, you've made a return on investment most of the time. You don't have to put a ton of funds towards Google Ads to make a really high return. And trending with our business goals, we can see a massive uptick in terms of when we set those things on. They do work for you. That's another great thing about Google Ads. Once they're set up, you don't have to do anything. You let them run, you have control over the budget you set them for, and they are reaching out to your target audience in your area. So you can set parameters like what area of a city you want to operate in, what area of the state you want to operate in. You can exclude areas. So for instance, maybe you're in the Nashville area and you want to do pool inspections, but you don't want to go downtown. There's no pools there, they're high rises. And so you can exclude that particular locale and include other locales in your area. So it's a really great tool to use, very low risk, and then what we see is a very high investment. So I would say that's one. And email marketing is really good. I think it can be hard when it comes to real estate agents. So the hardest part about marketing to real estate agents via email, the first one is actually getting them to sign up. So you've got to typically go in person or get them to scan something, right? And the second thing is engaging them. Like most real estate agents don't care about getting emails about pools. So you've got to figure a way out to make your messaging really resonate with them. So things we're trying to employ are, hey, here's a way to stage a backyard space to sell a home with a pool. Oh yeah, also we're offering leak detection or whatever. So putting your services in your emails as tag-ons, but giving them some material for free, some help, that's going to help them out with their business and their industry and figuring out ways to engage them. But I'd say if you only could take one step, my recommendation is to immediately employ some form of Google ad, some form of digital ad that's going to get out there and generate business for you without you having to do a whole lot of work. Last point about that, a really great thing about those digital ads is you get an ad rep that's going to help you optimize those. So you're not just left alone in the dark, and that person is not an extra charge. It's free. And they're going to help you as much as you want to set that stuff up. So really good question. So Dennis, we got about a couple more questions here for you, and we're really close on time. So these are going to be about 1 minute answers for you. First question is, somebody asked, what would you recommend to somebody wanting to offer pool inspections in an area with not as much home sale volume?
That's a toughie. You can also do other things besides that. We do have people that participate with commercial accounts, like they will use the app to go around and do inspection reports for a commercial client, where they'll give them a monthly free pool inspection report. That's completely up to you, your decision on price, market, price, fees, things like that. That is kind of tough in an area where you're trying to reach out to real estate. But I would say constantly be marketing to those agencies, because you want to go where it is. And what Matt said a while ago about Nashville not having a bunch of sales, that doesn't mean that we don't go and market to agents in downtown Nashville, because they do go out and sell houses with pools. We do make sure that we talk to them. If you're a digital person and you don't like to talk to people, that's going to be a challenge for you to market that way. I'm more of a people person, so I like to meet the person and shake hands and do things like that. So we recommend all avenues of way of getting out and advertising to people. Home sales are just one genre that you can do with pool inspections, but it's kind of a big part of the process of doing pool inspections is getting out to those real estate agents. But if you're in an area where there's not a lot, then find the next closest area where there is a lot, and then you will become the person for that area. I'm in Nashville. It's a big metropolitan area. They call me the pool inspector. I never set out to be that. I just started doing it. Okay. So there you go. Hope that helps.
Definitely, really great. Yeah, we are over time. If you guys have
Okay.
to roll out, that is totally okay. This is recorded, and we'll send it out to you. But we'll put two more questions here real quick. Just try to squeeze them in. The next one is somebody's asked, for spa inspections, do you charge differently for portable hot tub inspections versus in-ground spas?
We don't. We actually charge. We kind of have one price where we will do pool inspection, and then everything else is considered an add-on for us, and it's usually like $200. The reason we do that is because we realize we've already driven there and we've got a person on site. So anything that they add to it's going to be $200. If you want to charge 100, if you want to charge 500 as their add-on, whatever you want to do, find that price that will stick in your area, because if you will take that free thing that we're sending you, you're probably going to find that there's the competition is not really around pool inspection in your area. It's more like companies that are familiar with the similar things that you do now. But as a pool inspector, you can, and I'll let Matt speak to that, but we do different pricing for the first thing that we do. Everything else is $200. So if it's $395 for the pool inspection and they have a spa, it's $200 for the spa. If it's a leak for the pool, no spa, then we'll do $395, $200, $200. So I hope that makes sense. If it's a hot tub, it's $200. All right. And if you come to the certified water shape real estate inspection class, we go through all of that of like how we actually look at the spa, how we look at the pool, how we look at the hot tub, how we look at the equipment pad, those kind of things, and what we're noting down, what we're putting down on our reporting software in order to generate that professional report to the client. All right. So it's not just going out and one day you're one price, next day. I will say this is a really big point, and I'll try to make it short. If you do a price for a home inspector, you need to do that price for every home inspector in town, because they know each other. They travel in the same circles. They will all talk, and you will get a call saying, why did you give them this price and you gave me this price? That's one of the things we will say as what we do. We highly recommend you do it as well. Have a fixed point, have a place that you price, and that's your price. And the market will come around to it, or you'll realize that, hey, nobody's using me at that price. I have a home inspector that charges $800 to do a pool inspection. I do it for him for $320 because that's what we do it for all the other home inspectors. I don't see that home inspector very much, and that's probably why his pricing has gone outside of market, what they want to spend. Okay. So hope that helped. And the constant contact was a great question, because there are other people in the industry that use constant contact, and they'll throw real estate agents' names on there and send it out. And I've heard reports of them saying, well, I saw that the email got opened, but there's no knowledge of like where it goes from there. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
And that's
FYI.
something, yeah, that's good. That's a good metric too. That's why I was talking a lot about digital ads too. Those are a lot more, real estate agents are a fickle bunch, especially when we're talking about the pool industry, trying to reach out to them. Like, we've got such a different industry that it's harder to engage them. You've got to find ways to really get them to plug in and get them to care about your stuff. So our recommendation is definitely figure a way out to make your emails, any kind of your marketing materials, give something back to the particular audience group. We call that nurture content. So something that you're giving away for free to help them out. So we're looking to build business relationships with these real estate agents, and that comes from how can we help them? Here's how they can help us. They can bring us business. How can we help them? Well, we can give them some tips or tricks, or we can update them on the real estate market, or we can help them navigate home sales with pools better, whatever that may be. Finding a way to engage them. We are over time here, but give you one more question, Dennis, and about 30 seconds on this one. Somebody's asked, I can't seem to get through to the real estate market. What is key to figuring out how to do business with realtors?
Relationships. That is huge. If you will go to their shows, Matt and I, we just recently volunteered to be at Benchmark, which is one of the agencies here in our area. They have a show once a year where they'll put on this big expo for agents. We go to those. Be a vendor at one of these things. What did we do? Cinco de Mayo happened last year, where we went to an agency and they had a Cinco de Mayo thing, and we were a vendor there. We sponsored something. Some of these things are very, low key, inexpensive. You may spend some money to get in, but the investment's invaluable. So if you're trying to break in with real estate agents, do the things that real estate agents do. If you're trying to break in with home inspectors, do the things that home inspectors do. Go to the places where they are. Go to their training places. Go to their things that they do for growing their knowledge. I would highly say, if you were in a place where they might have an expo, they might have a trade show in your area of, homes for sale. You might find home inspectors walking around those things, or those home shows, whatever the case might be. So get involved with those activities. We constantly look for them. We go and we join vendor lists. Some of these cost, some of them don't cost. You just have to find which one we're, and I'll give you, for instance, where we did, Matt, what was that agency in town we chose not to work with? They were
Yes, Crylike.
Okay. You might have a Crylike. They may be booming in your area. They may be the only player in the game. Here in Nashville, we did our due diligence research on Crylike, and we had a history with how many agents have we had. We've done over 3,000 inspections in Nashville. So we have a good track record of who we've done inspections for. And we looked through our massive list and said, how many of these people are Crylike agents? We come to find out that we had done inspections for 2 out of 3,000 that were Crylike agents. And we had Crylike saying, hey, if you want to join our vendor list, it's $1,000, and we were like, it wasn't worth it for us. That was $1,000 we could spend for Google or some other, like we're now doing a radio show here in Nashville where we reach, we targeted the audience that we were looking for. So we went to the radio stations that specifically were connecting with the age group and the gender of people that we were looking for, so that we could target that ad to them for 3 months. And we found a radio station that would play our ad for like 10 times a week,
25 times.
for 3 months, during drive time, to work and from work. So we do things like that all the time because we're trying to find the biggest bang for our buck. And that's a lot of the ways we can do it. So if you think you're just going to do digital and you're just going to throw it out there and that's all you're going to have to do, the real estate industry is all about personableness. The majority of real estate agents are female. There are males in there as well, but we, Pro Pool Inspectors is a mostly male organization, and we had to figure out how do we market to the females. So we talked to our wives, our girlfriends, our sisters, like, hey, how do we, our moms, how do we do this? How do we, what do they like? What do we need to do? And so we found that when we started selling Pro Pool Inspectors pool school, where we would sell them a pool school, we sold it for $199 to the agents, and they loved it because they're constantly trying to give away things to their clients, and cutting boards and knives and champagne bottles and things like that kind of get old for them and they get expensive. So if you wanted to sell your pool school for $99, do it. I mean, it becomes one of those things that the real estate agents, they kind of gravitate to, and they go, oh, well, this client's buying a house with a pool. We can do Pro Pool Inspectors prize for them and give them that instead of something else, that they would otherwise do. So hopefully that helps with understanding. If not, just shoot us an email and we'll do our best, or call us. We'll do our best to help you.
Yeah, I couldn't have said that better myself. Going to their shows, engaging with them like person personal relationships, building that's awesome. So I just want to thank everybody for attending and being a part of this Pro Pool Inspectors webinar. This webcast will be posted on our YouTube channel for your future viewing needs, and we'll send this to you via email as well. You can keep it. If you need anything further, don't hesitate to call or email our office at any time. And to see our current training courses we have posted, visit our website at propoolinspectors.com/training. To see any of our other products, including our marketing subscriptions, our app, anything like that, visit our website and navigate to those particular pages for those products. And stay tuned for the first half of next year. We'll be back again with more free learning events. And next time, it is going to be a much more leveled up version of our webinar series. So even more exciting. Real quick before we close here, Dennis, is there anything else you'd like to add and tag on there?
No, everybody, if you haven't taken the Certified Water Shape Residential Inspector yet, and you want to do that, we're offering locally here at Pro Pool Inspectors a remote training November the 21st, 22nd, which you can take it from your comfort of your own office. If you want to come to Nashville and take it with us, we have what's called the Pool of Horrors. That's going November the 4th and 5th. November 4th and 5th. We do an inspection now on the Pool of Horrors in Nashville. But if you just want to do it from the remote comfort of your office or home, November the 21st and 22nd, December the 5th and 6th, December the 12th and 13th. We're also going to be in Long Beach in February for the Long Beach, the Western Show. March, we're going to be in Orlando at Everything Under the Sun. So we're going to do the training class there as well. So what you want to do is, if you're trying to ramp up your pool service business and grow your pool services, your expertise in the industry, this is a great certification to get. Not only that, it makes you first in line in your area when you're competing with other pool service companies. So you kind of build your own reputation with that training. And we highly recommend it. It's what worked for us when we first began doing pool inspections. And then it just kind of took off, and the pool service work became the second emphasis of our company, meaning that we didn't disregard it. We just didn't push it. And so the money that we spent on that marketing, we started targeting to our pool inspection business. And ladies and gentlemen, we don't market our service business at all. We Pro Pool Inspectors doesn't do repair. So we set that up. When we go in the field, you can do whatever you want to. But when we go out and do pool inspections and the agent says, hey, who do you recommend? We say, well, Pro Pool Inspectors doesn't do repair. We recommend our sister company do that. They don't have to know that you own it, own both of them. If you want to set it up that way, it's completely up to you. If you want to call me and talk about that, we can. That's not part of this webinar, but that's some of the things that we're seeing that are working in the area of pool inspections right now. But definitely training is key. Being better at what you do in the pool industry is always a must. And you want to be the best in your area so that they call you instead of some home inspector. And I can't tell you, when I started doing pool inspections, I was competing against home inspectors that would say, the water's over there and the pool equipment's over there. $150, please. There's your pool inspection. And that is not what a real estate agent wants or a buyer wants. So hope that helps everybody.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. So we'll see you in the next one. Keep an eye out for that. We'll have an announcement coming out later this year announcing what'll be happening next year. This has been Matt and Dennis at Pro Pool Inspectors, and we've got this. You guys have a great day.
Thanks, guys.